Good evening. Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside the corrupt, incompetent California. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Thursday, June 4, 2026. And this right here, the thing that you are watching, it's called the TNAM Daily Show, larger. The TNAM Daily Show here on the new American media, because the old American media failed you. On today's program, well, can you believe it? Do you think it's happening? Do you? Well, don't look now, but it looks like the fix might be in for Spencer Pratt. Are they rigging the primaries to put two Democrats in? Also, Steve Hilton. If that's what they're doing to Spencer Pratt, what are they doing to Steve Hilton? Well, it looks like they might be doing the same thing to Steve Hilton. You must toss these fraudulent elections. Toss them. You got to be kidding me. Oh, you got to be patient. It might take several weeks to figure out just how many votes we need to deliver to make sure that you lose. That's not how you run an election. And what was this? We had 4 traitor Republicans. Can you name them off the top of your head? McConnell, Murkowski, 2 others. Can't pass the Save America Act. Can't pass the Save America Act? Flashing red lights, people. Danger, danger, Will Robinson. This is a problem. So we're going to talk about those stories and more on today's program. Yes, we are doing a night show tonight. Look at this. We got some new people in. What's up, Rob? Danette. Oh my gosh, Danette is available. Look at this. Ortho's in the hizzy. Got to make sure we play a story so Ortho can use his famous catchphrase. It says it all the time. He does say it all the time, and it's valid. Never leave your cave without your club. It's about self-defense. So yeah, night show. What's this all about? It's a night show. Great googly moogly. Yeah, it's a night show. Welcome, everybody. I'm happy to have you here. Hit the thumbs up button, hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with a friend, bring a friend into the program. Whew. Painted half my building today. When I say building, I'm talking about the stucco layer. Up, waist high. It's a lot of prep work, a lot of taping, a lot of edging. Got to kind of get a piece of cardboard and edge around the bottom so you're not dusting it in the dirt. You have a piece of cardboard there so you're not doing that. Then you got to paint around the windows and paint around this and paint around that and paint around this. And you got to carefully peel all the paint off. That was a lot. Fun fact on that home renovation project. This is the second time I'm doing it. I got some paint and they put the coloring in, but I guess this type of base, you're not supposed to add coloring to. You use the other kind. So my dark gray came out like a medium blue. Blue! Like, what are we doing? So yeah, this has been like a month of doing this. I've been working on the concrete, a lot of cracks, power washing, because you kind of have to power wash around the building to then make sure you apply the paint. It's a whole thing. But yeah, for several reasons, that's why we're doing a night show tonight. But it's good. We haven't had Danette in the program in a long time. Feels like I'm waiting for Santa, she says. I will not call you a ho, ho, ho. Stupid. Raise your hand if you're sure. Remember that commercial? Raise your hand if you're slap happy. Wow. Thank you all for being here. We got a lot of stories to get to. So without further delay, buckle up, buttercups. The TNAM Nightly Show starts now.
Your guide to the truth, thenewamericanmedia.com.
Thank you all so much for being here this wonderful evening. My name's Brian, the bartender. We're going to talk about the stories on the screens behind us. At the end of the shift, I'm going to slide your credit card tab forward for your late dinner. And it'll say $0.00. But there will be a tip line on there. So if anybody enjoys the program, let me put it up on the screen, the ways that you can support us. If you appreciate independent media like the New American Media, who's been out there going to live events, creating documentaries, getting good interviews, covering the daily news. Patreon is a great way to support us, the New American Media. Rumble, you can become a subscriber, the New American Media. YouTube, the New American Media. Subscribe on all three or just one. If you like something, support it. You can also drop us a standalone Rumble rant tip or a super chat tip if you like. Additionally, PayPal is fuzzinstallment@yahoo.com, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, as well as Venmo and Cash App. That's my name, Brian Engelman. Thank you all so much for being here. This is going to be fun. I see fresh faces, fresh voices, new people. Let's rock and roll. Let's dig into our Instagram feed and talk about what's going on in California. Let's go ahead and click on this to expand it. Is it not going to expand? Oh, that's helpful. We're already off to a great start. Oh, there we go.
Wrong with California. It's the largest state in the union. It's the 5th largest economy on planet Earth. And they're telling you, give us a few more days, maybe 10 days. There is no modern Western country that runs its elections like California.
Nope.
France counts overnight. The United Kingdom counts overnight.
Yep.
Israel, Germany, Australia, they vote, they count, they move on. California, we
Uh-huh.
put a man on the moon with less computing power than what's in your toaster. Sacramento can't tell you who's going to be running for governor by breakfast. That is a choice. A system built so loose, so slow, so larded with weeks of mail ballot arrival windows and signature curing. The results hang in limbo while everybody just learns to live with the fog? No. What the hell is wrong with California? It's the largest state in the union.
Yeah, those 7 fraud states, or swing states from 2020. What was it? North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Minnesota, Arizona, New Mexico. If you can't count your votes, it's a fraud state. Oh, look, we're getting helicopters of ballots. We're getting USPS who endorse the Democrat Party candidates. Look, here's a whole bunch more ballots. There should be a cutoff for mail-in ballots a week beforehand. Cut off. Nothing comes in. There shouldn't be mail-in ballots. You go in person, show your ID, cast your vote, and go home. If you're in the military, if you know that you're going to be overseas, you're going to be out of town, if there's a situation that calls for it, you can do your mail-in ballot. But this whole everybody gets a ballot and everybody gets signed up, and we got a just super sloppy system of too many people on the voter rolls.
What the hell is wrong with California?
Yeah, I think what they're doing is they're masking with incompetence, or by California probably in their mind, because they're delusional enough to think people don't see right through their lies. I think they think they're putting a show together. They're putting well, it is a show. They're putting a election together. Just say, we're going to be very thorough. Just real quick, tell me how many votes the bad guy got. Okay, cool. You know what? We're still counting. We still have more to go, and it looks like we have. How many was that exactly? 77,000. Okay. Run a rough calculation. Okay. Yep. I think we can do this pretty soon. The next couple days. Nah. Disqualify the election. Rule it illegal. I really do think. I do think that they're going to eventually screw Spencer Pratt and Steve Hilton in California. Stay tuned. All right, I played you this video yesterday. This person in this dress or whatever garb this is. I said, I don't know if this is. I don't know if this is the same person. I'm suspicious. Well, this Vikram Digwa, real shitty human, it seems to be. More video has been released. Now, this time, the killer of 18-year-old Henry Nowak that is basically setting England on fire. It's a shame it's taken this long, but if this is what it takes for England to grow its spine and get its life back together, well, here we are. Vikram Digwa, murderer. Here he is brandishing a sword while threatening others in a road rage encounter, allegedly, according to David Harris Jr.
Oh, come on!
Wearing ballet shoes or something in a dress.
Come, recording him. Come on, man, please.
Brandishing his sword.
You got big problem, man. You got big problem. No knives, no knives.
And no knives, I think. Dude's an absolute menace, it seems. Oh, and apparently they filmed Henry Nowak for 5 or 10 minutes before they decided to call the police. Oh, and by the way, you know what I said when they stretched his arms behind him and it seems like he expired shortly after? Oh, you know what? It's in the stack. But when I watched it, I go, I think the act of stretching him out like that to get his hands behind his. That's not an easy thing to do for a lot of people. Shoulders and, you know, strength and such. It's not easy. And when you do that, you pull everything open. According to at least one report, it probably dislodged a blood clot from a stab wound that killed him. Had he not been stretched open like that and in that prone position, he had a 50% chance of survival. Anyway, I think that's in the stack. We'll get to it. But this guy's a menace. And by the way, I think the townspeople have found the family home, at least according to one report. So we'll see. We don't necessarily encourage vigilantism, but, you know, we're just reporting on it.
Come on! Come, recording him. Howard? Come on, man. Please.
Brandishing a sword. Awesome. All right, let's check in on the rest of that Democrat Party over there. Far left extremist Scott Wiener, who decriminalized. Okay. All right. If you are on the side of the party that decriminalizes knowingly giving a partner AIDS, you might be a redneck. No. You might be a Democrat. If you lobby to make it okay to knowingly and intentionally with purpose give your partner AIDS, you might be a Democrat. Oh, and he passed the pedophile protection bill. He's advanced in the California primary to replace Nancy Pelosi. So, you know, is California a lost cause? Sort of feels like it. Jim saying the English me. I think he meant men. Or you can be part English, part something else. The English men better cowboy up right now or lose England forever. Yeah. Well, it might have taken something this
Sarah. Oh.
This Asmongold reacting here. So California election results come in and they'll show Hassan Piker reacting to it, and then he's reacting to him reacting to it. So this is like quadruple inception levels.
Sarah,
oh, no.
Between what you've seen so far, right here.
The initial reports, the initial votes, great for Republicans in California. Oh, but wait. No, we're going to find just enough. B. McCormick, what's up, B. McCormick, over here on Rumble? Everybody give the thumbs up. Follow us on Rumble. Remember, we have Rumble rant tips and super chat tips. You just click it, and it's like tossing a silver coin into our tip jar here behind the bar. But yeah, overtime in the NHL. All right. Make the finals exciting. By the way, congratulations to the Knicks. The Spurs basically had game one a couple of times, and the Knicks said, nope, we're kind of on a mission. They're up 1-0 now. So yeah, NBA finals, NHL finals right now.
Sorry about that.
Bro,
right here.
This is not just a disastrous outcome for Tom Steyer so far. This is a disastrous outcome for Javier Becerra.
Yeah, Javier Becerra and Tom Steyer. They were crap when you actually count the votes. Well, but you know, if you count the other votes, the after election day votes, totally legitimately always go to Democrats. Totally legit.
Okay. Do you understand how fucking insane this is? Mm-hmm. I mean, Sacramento should not be split between fucking Becerra and the Republican, dude.
Yeah, you're right. It should just be Republican. There shouldn't be any Democrats anyway.
You guys had everything in your favor. You had all the media on your side. Every corporation agrees with you. Every celebrity says you're right. And you just can't stop homeless people from pulling their dicks out in front of a children's store. That's the only thing that people asked you to do. They said, please get rid of all of the homeless people pulling their dicks out, going crazy, causing problems, and doing the shit. You had everything given to you, and you still managed.
Sarah.
Oh, no.
Yep. Still managed to blow it. There's a good question of the day. Are Democrats just really bad at their job? Or are they intentionally destroying this country? Tell me in comments. Bad at job, Dems are bad at job, or Dems are intentionally destroying America? Please type it in chat. Give me a thumbs up, hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with your friends. Invite your buddies into the show.
Sarah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we don't believe late counted Democrat votes, and it's time to invalidate California's election. Pass the Save America Act, then redo it. All right. Well, yes, this is the story here, the number one story. This is what I was getting at. Raw Egg Nationalist says, very important post about Henry Nowak's chances of survival. Maybe 50% if police had responded properly to his injuries. The police are getting off far too lightly for their role in his murder. Adam Guiazda says, could Henry Nowak have survived? Dr. Christoph Magyar, Dr. Magyar, a pediatrician and former honorary consul of the Republic of Poland in Koz, analyzed footage from a police body camera showing Henry Nowak's death. Dr. Magyar heads the pediatric intensive care unit with experience in combat medicine training. Okay, you're like, oh, well, he's a pediatrician. What does he know? Okay. Combat medicine training in a specialized course in treating severe injuries, including gunshot and stab wounds. Yeah. If this information is accurate, if his pedigree is legit, and, I believe very little of what I read. I just tell you what other people are saying. We can double check it and fact check it or debunk things after. But combat medicine training, specialized course treating severe injuries, including gunshot and stab wounds. He disagrees with the pathologists and the judge's opinion that Henry Nowak had no chance of survival and that handcuffing him essentially changed nothing. On the contrary, there is a high likelihood that the police intervention contributed to his death. He analyzed the autopsy report, which points to damage to the subclavian vein as the main source of bleeding, and explains where the problem lies. In a healthy person, venous bleeding occurs under low pressure and often self-limits thanks to the naturally forming clot, while simply approximating the wound edges and compressing the surrounding tissues closes the vein enough to slow or even stop the bleeding. The body camera footage shows that when police arrived on the scene, likely 5 to 10 minutes after the injury, Henry was conscious enough to speak quite loudly. He was therefore not yet in a terminal state. After his arms were twisted behind his back and then stuffed into clamp latches, shackles, handcuffed, the vein was most likely stretched, the clot torn, and bleeding dramatically intensified. Within just about 3 minutes, he loses consciousness and dies. People with suspected internal injuries should never be moved or yanked abruptly. Such actions can destroy the natural clot and lead to massive internal hemorrhage. Instead of immediately calling a medical rescue team and handing the patient over to paramedics, the police handcuffed him. If paramedics had arrived first on the scene, Henry's chances of survival would have been much higher, 50%, writes Dr. Magyar. Paramedics could have quickly started an IV, administered fluids to increase circulating blood volume, and tranexamic acid to stabilize the clot. And if needed, perform needle decompression, inserting a large, long needle into the lung, because the issue wasn't so much lack of lung function, but compression of the blood-filled lung on the heart and mediastinum, which blocks circulation. Paramedics, that's the same exact post. Worse still, the incident took place just a few minutes drive by car, 2 to 3 minutes by ambulance with sirens, from Southampton University Hospital, a regional major trauma center equipped with a full team of specialists for Henry Nowak, procedures and equipment for major trauma. Quote, I'm convinced that if Henry had arrived there alive, the doctors would not have let him die, writes Dr. Magier. In summary, the aggressive police intervention, instead of saving a life, led to death through improper handling of a severely injured person, even though world-class care was just minutes away. You know what they say, when seconds count, police are only minutes away. Police don't stop crimes, police clean up crime scenes. You know. Quote, I fear the judge and pathologist were too lenient toward the police, writes Dr. Magier. And there's that just disgusting image that's going everywhere. One we're all looking at. Pale hand. 4 grubby hands with latex gloves. Why are they all wearing latex gloves if they didn't believe? I've been stabbed. I don't think you have, mate. That's what they told him. I don't think you have, mate. Then why the fuck are the 4 hands wearing gloves? Why are they all wearing gloves if they allegedly didn't believe that he got stabbed? Why the gloves? Huh? Someone answer me that. I haven't had a single mention of this particular fact. That cop hears Henry. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I've been stabbed. I've been stabbed. I can't breathe. I've been stabbed. I don't think you have, mate. Why the gloves? Has anyone pointed this out? I didn't follow the entire trial, but can we indict these bobbies, these police? Just terrible. And a small correction from Dr. Magier. I don't run the pediatric intensive care unit because the nearest one is in Southampton, not on the Isle of Wight. I'm the pediatric critical care lead. I attend regular critical care network meetings, and I'm interested in the topic, so I go to training in this field. Okay, I mean, he took the time. Well, goodness. Nick Freitas checking in on some of the politicking.
Well, Mark Warner here is super duper.
Mark Warner. Republicans and Democrats. Supreme Court rejects Virginia Democrats' effort to reinstate voting map. Supreme Court clears the way for Republican-friendly map in Alabama.
Said he thinks that apparently there's one set of rules for Democrats and another set of rules for Republicans. And yeah, Mark, I guess there kind of is. Like, for instance, during the pandemic, we apparently had to sit at home and not go to church and not go visit grandma while she was dying, while Democrats got to go out and burn down cities and loot in the name of social justice. So yeah, there have definitely been 2 sets of rules for Republicans and Democrats. That's just changing now, and I can understand why you don't like that. So I guess I would just say, tough. Well, Mark Warner here is.
Yeah, tough. Seems like they're starting to rule consistently in some redistricting stuff after the Supreme Court ruling that you can't racially gerrymander districts. Thankfully. Dina says, after our vote seems to always be Dems. Yeah, because now they know what number they have to beat. Ortho says, they know exactly what they're doing in Los Angeles. They're communists. Jim's going to just go ahead and second that. Liberal, Democrat, atheist, not to be redundant. Yeah. Oh, that was a good point, Dina. With respiratory distress, put the patient in a position of comfort. Yeah. Ortho says they will have a forensic pathologist expert that will corroborate their story. Yeah, like Chauvin, says Dina. The Floyd thing. Yeah, it literally says, I can't breathe, I can't breathe.
Well, Mark Warner here is.
Matt Walsh says, I stand with the indigenous people of the UK. We've had enough. Indigenous people of the UK. Tell them you got to use their language, the left's language. Hopkinton Public Schools pass a policy allowing Sikh students to bring and carry knives to school for religious reasons. Once again, I call on the Pope to say it's traditional Christian attire to wear a dagger, a knife, and a sidearm. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no man. When I got Mr. Stabby and Mr. Wireless Hole Punch. I call on the Pope to say that self-defense is a Christian value, and it's part of our religious attire. Get the exemption, Pope. Although this Pope is woke, right? Representative Anna Paulina Luna says the Democrat Party has nominated a candidate from California for the U.S. House of Representatives who introduced the legislation to lower penalties for pedos under the guise of equality, along with a candidate from New Jersey with ties to the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. We are not the same. We are not the same. Yeah, Britain, impeach your leaders. Get your country back. Get your self-defense tools back. Anna Paulina Luna says this shouldn't have to be said, but if you tried to lower penalties for pedos, you do not belong in Congress. Shouldn't have to be said, but if you testify on behalf of an anti-American Al-Qaeda terrorist, you do not belong in Congress. Hiding behind a uniform doesn't change the facts. Democrats openly hate you. When I say Democrats, I mean globalists. This can be in Britain as well. Here's Henry Nowak and his sister. So gotta humanize it. George Floyd had 8 prior arrests. Henry Nowak had, take a guess, be 0. CNN articles on George Floyd? Well, that'd be over 1,000. CNN articles on Nowak? 0. Same for New York Times, Wall Street Journal, PBS, NPR, WAPO, Legacy Media hates white people. Now, Dale Partridge said that. I don't know that this story has been covered a total of 0 times across all of those. There you go. Peter carried a sword. He sure did. Yeah, it needs to be traditional Christian garb. A knife and a gun. No, I love you. Will Robinson says, just for the record, Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed today that foreign influence operations are actively targeting the United States with the Chinese Communist Party identified as the primary source. Oh. Hooray. This came during Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna's direct questioning of Rubio at the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Keep that in mind the next time you find yourself angry at someone over their political views. The extremism you are witnessing is not organic. It is a foreign engineered attack designed to divide us from the inside. Step 1 toward fixing it starts with fixing American algorithms. Henry Nowak's godmother, Kelly Hatchard, has slammed Hants police for their anti-white bias. Quote, this is coming from Suffragant. quote, shame on the monster who took him, shame on the officers who should have helped him, and shame on the organization that trained police to prioritize accusations of racism, whatever the hell that even is. It's a term that's hard to define or impossible to define. You know, because when everything's racist, nothing is racist. That's what happens, and you did this to yourselves. They're prioritizing accusations of racism over a dying man. At least that's the quote Suffragant says that Henry Nowak's godmother said today. This is the powder keg moment, though.
For years.
Let's take a deep dive into this guy, the World Trade Center bombing sympathizer, radical Islamist masquerading as a Democrat.
Party slide to the left. Well, last night they didn't just slide, they ran right off the cliff. In New Jersey, voters in a deep blue congressional district handed a primary victory to Adam Hamawi. This is a man who sat on a federal witness stand in 1995 to defend a terrorist. And because the district is so left-leaning, he is now the favorite to walk right into the halls of Congress.
What do you feel is important for voters to know about this alleged relationship?
Well, you know, this is my patriotism and service to this country is clear. I've been in the military since before that and afterwards.
He doesn't even deny it, friends. In his military service, it does not erase his past. Hamawi defended one of the country's most notorious radical Islamic leaders in federal court. The blind sheikh masterminded the jihadi terror cell that bombed the World Trade Center in 1993. 6 Americans died. Hundreds more were injured. And Adam Hamawi was the star witness for the defense.
Star witness.
Now, years later, he wants us all to believe it's just ancient history. During his campaign for Congress, he, of course, denied any wrongdoing, but he did admit to wanting to completely dismantle the American way of life.
We need to look at the military-industrial complex, take it apart, and really see what we need. We are spending $1 trillion, you know, on our defense / Department of War. What we need to do is spend that in healthcare and spend it in education.
Well, it looks like a man who defended one of America's deadliest enemies is on the verge of being granted the privilege of writing our laws. Friends, this is the face of the Democrat Party. For years.
Yep. Retired Democrats. Everywhere they're up for a vote.
For years.
By the way, while we're focused on Henry Nowak, I'm not going to dig into the details too much here. I did a deep dive. Triple word score. I love alliterations. Pakistani rape gangs. It is beyond vile what's going on. How the indigenous people of England are being abused by their invaders. UK MP Rupert Lowe brought survivors of Pakistani rape gangs to Parliament to read their testimonies. One survivor stated, "It all began when I was 13. I was AR'd by an estimated 600 to 700 men over a 3-year period, and cigarettes were held to my face." Another survivor noted comments were constantly made suggesting that white girls had lower values than Muslim girls. It's so much worse than you even understand. Ortho says, "Wake up, America. The enemy is in the wire." Is that a coffee so late at night? Look, I'm a hyperactive kid. Coffee doesn't wire me. It doesn't keep me up all night. This is a beer. Actually, it's not a beer. I was going to call it a ginger beer, but it's not. Ginger Lime Mule. 11 calories. Just carbonated water, lime juice, ginger juice. Oh, there's a little apple juice in there. Ginger extract and lime extract. That's it. 0 grams of sugar added. 3 grams of carbs, 11 calories. I really do like this. Not a sponsor yet. Would I take them on as a sponsor? I like their product. I would be amiable to discussions. But I would not be scared to have a pot of coffee right now and take a nap. I could do both. I really could. By the way, tomorrow's show, not entirely certain if it's going to be at the regular noon time or if it's going to be in the evening. So stay tuned. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Like, this is... Dina has been like, come on, let's do a night show. I'm like, ugh. I haven't been against it. It just has to make sense. And today, and maybe tomorrow, it makes sense to do a show in the evening. Just things during the day are not. It made sense to do it today. Might do it tomorrow. So stay tuned. I'm not sure if I'm going to get up early, get a couple things done, do it at noon, or push it to the evening. But stay tuned. I'll keep you posted. I'll get the show set up, and if there's an update, I'll type it in the comments and I'll pin it so you can just check it out. But yeah, having some new faces here. Very, very cool. Hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Remember, we have Rumble Rant tips and Super Chat tips as well. But yeah, you want to go down the rabbit hole of the UK Pakistani rape gangs, and your blood will boil. It's so much worse, and I just don't have the stomach for it right now. Yeah. Stop with the music. I want to tell you some of the horrific details, but I don't even want to get started. But I listened for like 30 minutes, maybe an hour on a expert talking about this. The abuse that Americans have suffered under the hands of illegal alien invaders. The torture of UK residents from the illegal alien invaders. It's mind-blowing. And it's sanctioned, it's organized, there's collaboration. Danette wants the show in the evening, like 6 or 7. 6, 7. Dan says people are scrolling around at night. More people will find TNAM. Look, and I do understand that. Noon is tough. Normal people are busy during the day. But I was always the guy, I'd be working in property management, listening to Rush Limbaugh at noon. That was what I did. Danette, I miss my morning friends. I know, they miss you too. Danette, you've been gone so long that you didn't even make it into, John made an image for the TNAM softball team, the Trash Pandas. Not all the regulars, but a lot of the current regulars at the moment where they got their last names on a jersey. They got jersey numbers. Yeah, I don't see John at the moment, so like maybe he's the morning guy. We'll see how it shakes out. I mean, I'm open to it. Ginger lime mule, unsweetened. Multiple angles now have emerged of British riot police beating a protester. You know, people saying that you're abusing our indigenous UK residents, including repeatedly kicking this protester in the head while he's pinned in motionless at a demonstration over police mishandling of the Henry Nowak case.
they're pinning someone down over there.
I'll tell you what, he's doing it like the fire.
Oi, they're going to fucking kill that geezer in a minute.
Kill that geezer, you said. Called him a geezer. Huh. Britain's reverse George Floyd moment 7 hours ago. Mr. Starmer and his ministers took a knee for George Floyd, but they won't do that for Henry Nowak. Britain's rulers, its pseudo-aristocracy. Why won't they take a knee for Henry? Oh, yeah, J6er was beaten to death like that also. Absolutely. Britain is not coming back. It's lost. Well, look, if we didn't put Trump in, we'd be lost. I mean, we don't properly articulate the horror of what the third Obama term with his Joe Biden puppet, we don't properly call out the atrocities of the third Obama regime. We were a lost cause. One election. Can't give up on Minnesota. I know we lost the state. It's been conquered by foreign interests. I mean, there's a direct money pipeline to steal everything not bolted down in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, send it to Somalia through the Democrat Party taking their cut. They don't care. They'll sell us out. Absolutely. They don't like this country. Democrats should just be labeled a domestic terrorist organization because that's what they are. I don't know. I think Britain can come back, but you got to get your Second Amendment rights back. I know they don't call it that, but you should. You should adopt it. Adopt our Bill of Rights. It'll save you a world of trouble. Take it from me. Yeah, Colombia is likely going to put in a pro-Trump candidate. El Salvador has spun around. Who do you have? You have Bukele. You have, what is the other one? Argentina? Malay? A country can turn around. Keep your eyes closely peeled on Cuba, by the way. Jim says British cops want to just arrest people preaching about Jesus and praying. That is insane. Yeah, dear Lord, they lost their discernment. Roseanne Boylan, yes, say her name. I mean, outside of J6, I interviewed the mother of the one person who was shot and killed on J6. Just, shot in the face. Our whole country is suffering from foreign interest. Yeah, and American disinterest. Yeah, there they go. Taking a knee for George Floyd, but not for Henry Nowak. Eigen Robot. How do universities function as devices for collecting fees to launder mass immigration? I'm glad you asked. Apparently, we had 1.18 million international students last year. Enrollment gets you into the U.S. as a student. Can authorize off-campus work when framed as circular training. DHS explicitly says grad students can be authorized for CPT in the first semester if the program requires it. Post-completion work authorization up to 12 months. STEM option adds another 24 months. So a STEM credential can functionally buy up to 3 years of post-degree work authorization. After that, the common path is employer sponsorship, usually H-1B. Migration Policy Institute notes that after the opt ends, graduates generally need an employer-sponsored work visa to keep working in the U.S. So laundering here means covert tuition payments to a formal education status then convert that status into labor market access, then maybe into a longer-term immigration channel. The university is the washer, the degree is the receipt. Not only are colleges indoctrinating the natives with Marxist ideology, they're opening the doors to stealing our jobs for foreigners. They're opening the doors so foreigners can steal American jobs. Schools are making millions offering degrees that double as work visas. Okay, put that one right at the top of the list. They're saying here, protesters stormed the home of Vikram Digwa's family in Southampton, England. Chaos at Vikram Digwa's family house. I don't know why this music is here. Yeah, that lady was convicted for hiding the murder weapon. Is this guy simple? Is he missing some chromosomes or something, this Digwa guy? So they're saying this is storming the guy's home. I don't know exactly what that's about. I don't know if that's accurate. Justice for Henry Nowak.
Viewers to
back to California. What a mess.
Get the absolute number of the total votes that have come in. There are 2.2 million registered voters in Los Angeles. Look at how few voters participated in this election whose voices are heard. There were over 200,000 Republicans who didn't vote that live in the city of LA. So I think that going into November, like what Assemblymember Macedo said, it's very important to really participate in this because the vote matters. Viewers to take a look at the absolute number of the viewers to.
Yeah, you gotta get more. I don't know. I don't know how you could possibly sit out an election when we're at such a crossroads like this. California Post says as the vote count totals crawl across Los Angeles and California. California Post visited the country's 144,000 square foot ballot processing facility Thursday, which showed dozens of empty workstations. The infuriating scene appeared at odds with the mounting pressure to process hundreds of thousands of remaining ballots. They haven't counted a single vote in 24 hours? What? Says the commenter. It's a mess, yo. Absolute mess. Follow us on X at American_media_. Pinned right here is our Patreon link if you'd like to become a subscriber. As little as $5 a month makes a big difference, y'all. All right. Jack Unheard says, let me get this straight. Not a single vote that got counted late in California so far went to Spencer Pratt. 0? Red flags are waving. I find that very strange and unlikely. MJ Truth Ultra says the Republican majority Senate has rejected the Save America Act. Tom Tillis, Lisa Murkowski, Mitch McConnell, and Susan Collins. Traitor, 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 traitor. California governor primaries too soon to call. Oh, really? Eric Daughtry says mass calls are erupting for the Supreme Court to step in and end the madness. California is undergoing another mail-in ballot scandal because it's built into their laws. Here, let's listen to the report.
Well, what Hilton is talking about is the way California has changed its election laws as of today, right? You got 58 counties. You got 1,700 drop boxes. You got 23 million registered voters, and everyone gets a mail ballot as of 2021. And that's the way they've been doing it in California. Now you got to match the signatures, and all this takes an extraordinary amount of time. Nonetheless, 56% of the vote is still out. That dropped a little bit from yesterday. We'll explain that in a moment here. Hilton in the lead, Becerra second, and Tom Steyer third. It's my sense that all three of them moved up slightly overnight, maybe about 0.2 0.2 of a point for all three of them. Meanwhile, in the mayor's race, here's where we stand. Karen Bass has advanced. You've got almost 40% of the outstanding votes still out there. And Pratt is in second place, holding his own. Obmama now is in third place. Some of our analysis from overnight of the late vote that's coming in tends toward the Democrat. So that would favor Rahman and would hurt Pratt if that trend were to continue. But where does it go? Carl Rove is with me now to talk about this. Carl, you have...
Weird spot to cut this off, but the votes remaining went up. Okay, that is impossible. Danette says they should get the state guard to count the votes. Oh, by the way, hey, I told you about the TNAM trash pandas. Take a look, everybody. This is what I was talking about. Let's go full screen. Ortho made the list. Ortho's in there. I'm up in the right. I'm the team manager. Dina made the list. There she is. Anybody else? All position Rubio. Anyway, since we were talking about it. But you know what? The only thing I can think of, because this is a mess, this whole voting thing is absolutely absurd. They should get the state guard to count the votes. You know what? It's like the only thing that would make this worth it is if you could catch him doing it, right? And it reminds me of the Pulp Fiction quote. Lance and Vincent. Lance says, still got your Malibu? Vincent, you know what some fucker did to it the other day? What? Fucking keyed it. Oh, man, that's fucked up. Tell me about it. I had the GD thing in storage for 3 years. It's out 5 effing days. 5 days. And some dickless piece of shit fucks with it. They should be effing K'd. No trial, no jury, straight to execution. Vincent says, I just wish I caught him doing it, you know? Oh, man, I'd give anything to catch him doing it. What's more chicken shit than effing with a man's automobile? I mean, don't F with another man's automobile. Vehicle. No, hold on. This isn't the exact quote. Because he said... Huh. It's been a while since I've seen Pulp Fiction, but I sort of memorized it. Oh, see, yep, they cut it out. I wish I could have caught him doing it. I would have given anything to catch that asshole doing it. It'd have been worth him doing it just so I could have caught him. There we go. That is the quote. So we'll see. It would be worth California cheating to catch them cheating. Ugh. We'll see. Hey, so Austin Metcalf, remember he was stabbed for no reason? Racist crime? More white on black crime? No. See, that would have been front page news, but it was black on white crime. Yeah. The twin brother at the track meet. Savannah Hernandez says, Carmelo Anthony supporters. Supporters of the murderer. At the, what was it, the Texas high school? He has supporters. They're currently screaming racial profanities at 2 white men who have shown up in support of Austin Metcalf.
I'm gonna push you if I get close enough.
I'm gonna punch you if I got close enough. What are you wearing, a Pokemon shirt?
I'm gonna push you if I get close enough. Push you right into that crane.
I pushed you.
You heard what I said, cracker. Neanderthal, I don't give a fuck what you say. Fuck you, cracker. Fuck you, cracker. Fuck you, cracker.
We gotta get out of the road.
Let's get out of the road, please. Get out of the road, please.
You still a cracker? You still a cracker? You a cracker, motherfucker. You a cracker. You a cracker. He a cracker. You a cracker. You a cracker. You ain't gonna get me, cracker. They've been trying to get me, cracker. You ain't gonna get me, cracker. Cracker, you ain't. I'm gonna put.
All right. Yeah, there's that. Scott Presser says failed. The motion to attach the Save America Act to the budget reconciliation bill fails. 48 to 50. You needed what? 3 votes out of these 4? Collins, McConnell, Murkowski, and Tillis. Garbage, 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 garbage. Libs of TikTok reports New Jersey Governor Mickey Sherrill announces an additional $12 million in taxpayer dollars. I mean, this sounds good already. Where's it going? Womp womp for illegal aliens. Cat Turd just got a letter from the U.S. Department of Justice confirming the guy who swatted me the first 3 times is now serving 4 years in prison. FAFO. That's 2 people now who have threatened me who are behind bars. There are serious consequences now for these leftists who threaten our lives. Good. Socialism at work in New York City under Mayor Mamdani, says Wall Street Apes. The streets are completely trashed. Take a look. What is this?
Tell by my attitude that
I'm in New York. This is disgusting. I don't know what this is after. Was there a parade I was unaware of? I don't know. John Solomon reports on Just the News. Judge declines to block Trump executive order on voter eligibility lists and mail-in voting limits. So that's good, I think. That's pretty cool. Rodney Smith Jr., founder of Raising Men and Women Lawn Care Service in Huntsville, Alabama. 6,000 kids across the country signed up to mow free lawns for the elderly, disabled, veterans, active duty, military, first responders, and single parents. With America celebrating its 250th birthday and me being born on July 4th, I wanted to humbly ask if a few kids from our program and myself could travel to Washington, D.C. to help mow the White House lawn for this historic celebration. More than anything, I want these kids to see how a simple act of service, something as ordinary as mowing a lawn for someone in need, can lead to extraordinary places. What better lesson in community service than showing them that helping others can take them all the way to our nation's capital? I'd also love to bring my American flag theme mower in hopes that the president might sign it, so I can later auction it off and donate 100% of the proceeds to a nonprofit supporting veterans. It would be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to highlight the importance of service, patriotism, and the impact young people can have when they choose to make a difference. What a nice story. Isn't that a nice story? It is. And I'm thinking ending on a nice story would be a great idea. Now, normally my shows are 2.5, 3 hours long. And maybe in the future, the evening show can be 2-3 hours long. I'm open to it. But you know what I am today? I think I gave you what I have. I think I gave you what I have for today. It's been a long day. But damn it, I delivered you a show. And I did it on Thursday. Danette's tired. Yeah, I'm tired too. I keep rubbing my eyes like, oh. It's been a long day. I won't bore you with all of the details, but oof, it's been a long day. But I did it. I delivered the show. And it was evening, and it was fun. I liked it in the evening. We could do it again in the evening. Like I said, tomorrow, I don't know if noon is going to work. I don't know if evening is going to work. 6, 7. But what I'll do is I will set the show up. I'll probably set it up for noon to begin with. And if it has to be bumped back to a later time, I will update it from there, and I'll pin a post so it'll be in the comment section. Yeah, look at that. Thank you for the late show. Thank you for the late show. Maybe I should do the late show. What was that? Stephen Colbert used to do that? Maybe I should be doing the late show. I would love to do a late night show. Comedy, celebrity interviews. I like the man on the street, the jaywalking segments. Those are painful. Finding dumb Americans to laugh at. Yeah. The Kate Show? No, the Late Show. It's too late at 10. Wait, Danette, where are you at? What time? Where am I? You're 2 hours different? Would it be Kate Spade, the Kate Spade Show? Oh, you're ready for bed at 9 a.m.? As soon as your day starts, you're like, I'm done. I'm ready to tap out. Yeah. Well, we're going to play it by ear. We got a couple of things that we're juggling. Austin, yes. So that's central, right? You're only 1 hour behind. Anyway, I get it. Folks, thank you so much. I have a bunch more on X at American_media_. If you're on X, can you make sure you follow us and share a couple things from our page? Leave some comments. Just engage with the channel. Subscribe to our Rumble and our YouTube. And if you're up to it, consider becoming a subscriber on Rumble, YouTube, and Patreon. So, yeah, I'm going to sleep so good tonight. I'm going to sleep like a champion. Dun, 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 dun. I'm slap happy. Tell you the thing I have been doing, despite the fact that this is my Louisville Bats, beer, bats, and baseball shirt. I really have not been drinking much lately. I mean, a little here and there, I suppose, but I mean, I usually prefer an 11-calorie Spindrift than having a beer these days. Although I can still tie one on from time to time, but not so much. But yeah, I'm slap happy right now. I'm going to sleep super well. Folks, give us that thumbs up on the way out the door. Make sure you're linked up with us and tell your friends, invite your friends back in. And we'll be back again tomorrow. Yeah, Ortho, we didn't get to it. We didn't get to the chance. Never leave your cave without your club. You're right. I bet you if I kept scrolling, I was going to have a self-defense one. But I think in between stories, get powered down. I think I was going to power down in between stories. But still, I did an hour and 8 minutes. So anyway, signing out on behalf of everybody out there in the TNAM universe. I appreciate you. I love you. And we will talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow. Peace.
your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.